Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse for some more fiery reasoning. Tonight I'm going to be looking at fear. You know, fear is one of our. It's our enemy. Then I would say one of our. You know. It is fear that keep you in your groups, you know, in your different religion. Fear that paralyzes you so that you cannot think for yourself. But the funny thing about fear is it's like everything else in this dimension. There is an opposite to fear, which is fearless. You know, like I said before, that is the antidote for fear. And without getting over this fear, well, even when you are fearless, I say, you still have fears. I have fears. Oh yeah. I fear very much to be like those who I say are achievers in life. You know, I fear those kind of things. You know, similar to how you would fear dying or fearing losing your possession, whatever it is you got. So I too fear doing those things that is bringing people success. You know, I fear doing the things that certain people do to get money, to achieve the success that they've got, whatever this success is, be it having a fancy car or a posh house or being able to go on a cruise and a holiday whenever it pleases you. You know, I fear those kind of things. You know what I mean? The successful people now, it's like we seems to fear the opposite of things. Because successful people seem like they fear death. And they're always worried about it. But I don't fear death at all. And I am never worried about death. In fact, every day that is, I don't think a day go by when I don't discuss that. You know what I mean? I don't have any fear of death. I don't have any fear of getting old. I have fear, my fears are of simple things, you know, of lying and hating and being greedy and selfish, spiteful, jealous. Those kind of things, though, when I see them, it's like when you see a man who you fear. You know, you either run or hide. Yeah, I'm on about a man who you really fear, you know. And you know that such a man is around, you are nervous. So when I know that these things are around in the world, I'm nervous. Then if they come near me, you know what I mean? Yeah, the only defense against them, like I say, is to be fearless. And you can't be fearless if you are following what others tell you to think. You know how many times I've heard people, for example, say, what is truth? You know, what is it? You know? No, obviously, truth covers so much various things that it would be pointless trying to explain truth to you in that way, by explaining it. It would be more simpler if I tell you that truth is like the sunlight. You see, sunlight only comes from one place, and it can only come from one place, and it's called sunlight. That's what giveth light. Well, truth cometh from the one within, known to you as conscience, like I say, can't come from anywhere else. So if you ever wanted to know humanity, what truth is, yeah, just get to know what your conscience is. Learn to live by it, and your conscience will teach you what truth is. Then you won't be puzzled about, what truth is. You will comprehend things. But you have to, you can't be a coward and know the truth. And I'm telling you that the world that we are living in, anyone that these people give you as heroes or example to follow are not heroes. You know what I mean? So when they're telling you about all the amount of profit that God has sent, you shouldn't be listening to them. Or be harping on about what these prophets has done and what they prophesied and when they prophesied, because these things are irrelevant. It is not present day human being job to be worried about what prophet said 2,000 or 10,000 years ago. Like I said, in my sight there was no prophets anyway. The only man that could be a prophet, I say, is one who was telling human beings that God is within them and that they should live good so that they can understand this goodness that is within themselves. That is the only thing to prophesy on earth. You know what I mean? So for those human beings who they have convinced you that yes, other human beings are prophets and that are the saints, and then you should go and pray at the grave or do special lamentation to them. All these things are what lead you into fear. Keep the mind afraid so that the mind cannot think for itself. You know what I mean? They tell you things that you was born in sin. Well, even if you was born in sin, whose fault is that? We was born in sin. Ain't mine. I never create the sin that I was born in. So why would God want to judge me by saying, oh yeah, you was born in sin? Did I have any power over my birth or arrival here? That I should be punished for arriving here, by listening to some other half-wit human being telling me that I was born in sin. No, don't tell me that I was born in sin. Think of yourself as being born in sin. But I never arrived here in any sin. Apart from the wickedness that was going on here before I arrived. If you want to put it that way, that I arrive in sin. But that doesn't make me a sinner, because I arrive in sin. And if I did end up sinning, it was because I got contaminated here. And it take me a long time to understand the fact that I was contaminated. You know what I mean? It took me 12 years in England to come to my senses. From 15 to 27. So before that I was contaminated by this negativity that is floating around, and was completely blinded by it. Of course, because when you live in such ways negatively, you know what I mean? You don't have to murder anyone, just be drinking, gambling, womanizing and sexing up yourself. That is enough to blind you, innit? Beings like that cannot understand. You see what I mean? You never understand the fact that you are being manipulated by those who are what they call higher up in society than yourself. You see what I mean? And you will never discover this as long as you are living in fear. And you're living in fear when you cannot stand on your own. You have to be with a group, whatever your group is. Like I say, I don't need any group. See? I don't represent any group. I speak for any group. I speak for my rights. I know my rights, defend my rights. And I can also defend the rights of all other human beings as well, at the same time as defending my rights. So I'm not really here to defend my rights, even though I know my rights. I'm here to defend the rights of all human beings. You see what I mean? Because I happen to know all human beings, and I know what their rights are. Even those who do not know their rights, I know what their rights are. Understand? And anyone can do this. Anyone can know their rights simply by knowing who they are. And anyone can know who they are simply by living morally correct, striving to. You understand? Striving to live morally correct. If you are not doing this, you know what I mean, then you are living in fear. Yeah, you know, there's, like I tell you, in this world there's all kind of things to fear. Some fear the devil, some fear God, some fear death, some fear failure. You know what I mean? You know how many people, like I say, maybe they have, they never make it. And because they never make it now, and it's so fearsome for them to live without making it, they either kill themselves or become maniac depressive, drink themselves into worse slumber. Just because they fear not making it. In fact, this fear grips people so much, even down to in China, you have lots of school kids committing suicide for the fear of not passing the exam that their parents so wish them to pass. You know what I mean? So they've been still fearing them that if they fail and don't pass, they're a total failure. They're like the nobody in it. So no one wants to end up being a nobody. So you see, the fear of being a nobody has gripped humanity, especially out in the Western world here. You know what I mean? I don't think it affects those bush people that much. But society-wise, people in these built-up societies, Western and American and all them, the fear of not keeping up with the Joneses, you know, or of not having sufficient when you're retired, or not having can't go on a holiday and all that fear, you know. You're living with that fear. And the reason why you end up now living with all that fear is because you believe in the success that they're telling you about. They've set an agenda for you, you know. Whatever their success is, like I say, the house and the car and the money and thing, and the holiday and baby, the drinking of champagne and the eating of caviar, whatever it is, and the pop star and who, they set this up as success to you. You know, that's why they send you to brainwashing factories, like I say, which is your educational system, where they educate you in bullshit. A lot of it, most of it anyway. And then those who are good at it, remember it best, serve the system, and the system reward you well. Anyone who serves the system well is rewarded well. You understand? That's how the system works. You know what I mean? It look after those who is looking after the system. So anyone who, like I say, has been very successful in their educational brainwashing always end up with a privileged position within the system. And this privileged position, as they call it, it's not a privileged position really. You know, to those who are afraid, it appears as if it is like a safety thing. You know? But when you've been brainwashed properly enough, and you go and you are carrying out what the system want you to do, then you get well paid, and you think now that you are a success, because on top of it that you've been showered down with awards, achievement, and you've been called professor this and sir that. And like I say now, if you are singers and you can sing a lot of bullshit, like these old age pensioners now and to hear the Rolling Stones and all these kind of people who make records, right? That if any man with any sense study the lyrics, these music are idiotic. Nothing to do with the development of a human soul. It's just the rambling of those who have, I say, lost their mind totally, who has a mistake life for chasing after success, and feel now that because they measure their success by saying, oh, they've sold 150 million record. They know that you could have sold 10 billion record. A man must think, musician, you must think, right, that if you come here singing, whatever it is you're singing, they tell you, whatever it is the system then convince you to sing rather than what you are singing yourself. And because they convince you, or the crowd popularity convince you to sing, and then when you sing you sell 10 billion and you are the most famous pop star on the planet, then you haven't achieved nothing. Your life, that kind of a life is a waste of life. Yeah, it looks, don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful, yeah. Because you have, from doing such matters, you'll have the best house, the best car and everything. But don't forget, paradoxically, life is, like I tell you, like double-sided. So what appears to you to be success is it's actually failure. Yeah. And then failure to you is success. You know what I mean? But because humans are so afraid of failure then. They are afraid of that the standard of life that has been set by the master, not by God anyway. That if we don't achieve this standard, then surely we are at the bottom of society, and that we have totally failed. So that has instilled fear in the majority, and the way the system is set anyway, what they call progress, it is set so the majority cannot achieve that standard. What the majority is always hoping to achieve, what they cannot achieve, because of the way that the system is set against them. Because anything that is not truthful must be untruthful. Anything that is not honest must be dishonest. So the system is not honest. And if it is not an honest system, it must be a dishonest system. You see what I mean? And if it's a dishonest system, that means all those who are in it are dishonest. It ain't that, it ain't that difficult to work out. You know what I mean? But like I'm telling you, paradoxically, they are deceiving you with their appearance of appearing good. But in their hearts now, in the unseen, if you know what I mean, in the unseen now, this is where they are dirty. And this is where the vision, like I'm telling you before, of the owl is of vital importance to a human being. Yes, the owl there, representing. Because not only can, like I tell you, the owl see about 90 degrees behind itself. It can also see in the dark. And the other day I was listening to a program as well, and I hear a man mention another thing about the owl that I never thought of. It is the only bird who have its eyes set in front of it like a human being. So yeah, it's got a lot of qualities about it. But I like the night vision then. and the 90-degree vision in the dark there to see. Because you need to, if you are going to operate in the invisible, like I'm telling you, you need light. You need the vision. You see what I mean? And light, like I'm telling you, only come from the sun outside. And within, it only come from the sun that is within, known to you as conscience. I know that one as Rastafari, the terrible and dreadful overlord himself, the High General. I like to say that, you know. Say what you want to know, so people say Allah, you know. That one have many names, you know. Think of your own name. The name is irrelevant still, like I'm telling you. What is relevant is whether you are living correctly, whether you are determined to live correctly here. That's what's relevant. Not the name of the one. You see what I mean? The name of the one is of no importance. We ain't going to argue with nobody. And anyone who is living the correct way will understand things. There's no need for any argument about whether one want to call the one Rastafari terrible and dreadful, or whether one want to say it was God, the light, the way. The name doesn't matter, does it? What matters is the levity. Understand the levity? When one wants to be honest and truthful and to live equally with all human beings, understand the oneness of all creation, one universe, one planet Earth, one race of people living human beings, and know the one God that dwell within them all for certain. So we deal in a oneness. Understand? Complete oneness. Not no, like I'm telling you, chasing after, what you call progress, you know, in the world. And higher you go up the ladder, and those who you deem to be fail now, you think that they fail because they lack your intelligence. Because you think you are one of the superhuman human being in it. Not superhuman, I'll say super smart. You see what I mean? Because you have achieved your ambition in life. But like I say, wrapped in that achievement now, you know that every achiever is a lost soul. Because in their hot pursuit of achieving whatever it is they are chasing after achieving, they completely forgot who they are. Don't know how many years you might spend chasing, and you're so busy in what you're doing, chasing it down and having it. But the more you chase down, the more you're going away from yourself. And eventually, if you ever did catch whatever you're chasing, you won't know who you are. I reckon you will end up like heroin addicts, the ones that chase the dragon but never catch the dragon. Always chasing. 20 years ago they said they're chasing the dragon, and you see them now they're chasing the dragon, and you wonder when are they going to catch this dragon. You see what I mean? But the ambitious man is like that. He's like a heroin addict. He's chasing a phantom you're chasing a phantom that you will never catch. And if you do imagine that you catch the phantom, like say you achieve all that you dream of when you claim when you was a childhood, and you claim that you dream of achieving all this. When you do have it, so what now? You find out that you was chasing a ghost, and you spend so long chasing the ghost now that you are completely lost. Very, very difficult to find your way back now from such depths of darkness now. You see what I mean? So I feel that's why some souls, when they realize the depths of their lostness, they probably just give up and decide to just be vile anyway. You know what I mean? But you don't have to. You don't have to be vile, Change your ways. That's all it is. That's what life is about. You know? But you have to be fearless. You don't understand. Those who are coward cannot understand life. And like I'm telling you, God never created anyone as a coward. You can only be acting like one, behaving like one, you know. For whatever reason, I don't know the reason why you choose to be cowardly. Whether you're male or female, you know, make no difference. I say especially for female, you know what I mean? Like, because we are living in an imbalanced world. Because those who are successful then, you know, as a teacher teaching that more or less that the man is superior to the woman and it's the man who should run the world. Well, he's proven by his behavior in the world that he's dangerous to the world anyway. You know? If that was correct, I don't think that man has made a good job of managing the affairs of the world. Because right now the world looks like it's in a very dangerous state. I'm sure if the female was having an equal input like the male, she would have cooled off his head. And a lot of the war that he's rushed off into, he would not have rushed off into this war. But because he's dominating the situation now, he's created all this imbalance within the system. And funnily enough as well, a lot of women agree with him that, yeah, you should be the one that lead, yeah? We just come here, you should lead and look after us, because we are just female, you know? God created you first, and it's your job to maintain and look after us and protect us and cuddle us like little babies, because we haven't got any intelligence actually, and the little that we do, God cannot think as much as you. This is what these male chauvinist pigmen must have jumped into women. Even the other day, you see in England, here they saying they have some little debate in them Church of England, say, oh no, women cannot be priests. How can they? But mind you, not that I'm interested in church business, because they are idiot anyway. Because how could a man decide who's going to speak truth? You got no right on it. So if a woman is speaking truth, or she knows truth, ain't got nothing to do with nobody or no church. No church man no can come and decide that woman's got no right to speak truth. As if it was him who created woman. And it was him who God gave the law to say who can speak the truth and who can speak the truth. I blame those women who are trying to fight them to be bishop in whatever church, because they must be idiots, because those men in there are fools. So I don't know why you want to be fighting to join some devilish organization anyway. You know what I mean? If you didn't know yourself as a woman, you just know yourself, what are you doing trying to be a priest amongst men who and look how long you have to be fighting those devils. So you know that they're not genuine anyway. You must know that they're sicko. If I had to be fighting someone for so long for my right just to speak, you know, as a equal human, and they are denying me the right. As far as I know, but these men must be blind. So why would you not want to join those who are blind? And don't bother think that when you join them, oh yeah, when I join them, I can reform them. And no, you cannot do anything like that, because the blind has already set up a rule, and you must follow the rule of the blind and ignorant. You still, I can understand, still it's 2012, yeah? And even a simple matter like that, they cannot see it. So they will still sit there with a load of a male chauvinist pig in them hat and them big grass around them. Say, we don't want any woman. It's only a club. It's like a golf club. You know, a lot of these golf clubs, they wouldn't let women in it for a long time. It's not usually women who farm these clubs either, it's men. You hardly find any women club where the barman like that. No, it's man farm up these clubs. And the religion is a club and bar woman. As if they can give a woman her right. You cannot give a woman her right. It was given to her by God. That's what you must know and she must know. They're looking for you. How can I say, how can a backward idiot man give a woman right? Or even explain to her what her right is. If you had any sense, you'll be explaining to the woman that I can't give you your right. You must seek your right within yourself by living honestly and truthfully as a woman. You know? Or you should be. That's the only way you're going to know what a woman is. Just like you, man. You ain't going to know what a man is until you know conscience. Just like the woman. Same thing. No big deal. Surrender your little egoistic will to the will of conscience if you want to learn what it is to be a woman or what it is to be a man. You know what I mean? You know, you must just think like I say, the man must think, yeah, he's a man. Because I've been told that I'm not a man, so I don't know what the man is. Must be some brother who big and macho and, you know, can fix car and fly and drive and do all this and chop down tree. That's a man. And the woman now must be a shapely woman with some breasts and nice bottom and thing. That's what they think the people of progress a woman and a man is. Nah, man. That don't come nowhere near. You must think because you got big muscle. See me? And you got what I mention where you got that make you a man. Nah, man. Only thing that make you a man is when you know who the one is. And the only thing that make you a woman is when you know who the one is. Otherwise, you are just living off your own little egoistic way. And no doubt, when you're living off your own little egoistic way, you will be ruled by your sexual center. So you just end up a little sexy being. Asama. Spend all your life and the heights of your pleasure and enjoyment is sexual activity. But you cannot penetrate beyond sexual activity. You see what I mean? Because that rule your life. I say since I've been studying in Babylon here, man. Well, Babylon is everywhere still. But I say like places like England is like frontline. Since I've been studying here in frontline, man, it's plain as day. Sex is what run it. Sex is their pleasure in whatever form, whether it's amongst themselves watching others doing it, dog, or them even like mingle with animal, everything, and you know, all them whatever it is. But they must think that that is the height, you know. But that is just when you bring that activity to what I call perversion. But if the world was perverted, that's what you would expect. You wouldn't expect it to be functioning normally how it should, you know, with any honesty and any truthfulness. No, these activities go on with pure lie and hate and deceit and, you know, dodging around here and pretend. So that those who perform in it, take part in it, end up negative beings who are not truthful and honest, you know, or who find it hard to be truthful and honest, or who can't be truthful and honest because the sexual center is running rampant in them. You see what I mean? And when you don't have any morality, trust me, because you need morality to keep a check on things. Some water, Rasta. If you are not keeping a check on things by living morally, then you will do like where I see them say in England here, you know, that when you drink you get some Dutch courage. And when you are this Dutch courage, you know, you can let your inhibition, as they call it, then loose. In other words, when you're in a normal state, like you're born a herb and cool, you don't just chill. You know? And you wouldn't think of doing certain things. But when you drink your alcohol now, you know, and you get this Dutch courage, then the things that you wouldn't do under the normal, you are free to do now, you know? Whatever that is. And trust me, you don't know what in some of these, what they call fan cities, because they live in fan city world. They like to carry out their fan cities. So you will see people like I say Halloween, them dress up in garb, you know. People are going to fancy dress party, dressing up in way. These people are always carrying whatever their fancy is, they will do it, perform it. You see, they think that one of the greatest pleasures is to carry out their fantasies. You know what I mean? So, and all this is happening, I'm telling you, to people who are successful. Not failures. These are the behavior of the successful. Those who sniff the most cocaine are some of the most successful. Oh yeah. Those who drink most of the alcohol, some of the most successful as well. Some of the most deprived sexual beings on the planet are some of the most successful. Just like the most evilest beings on the planet are the most successful. Oh yeah. Success is looking from it from my point of view, success is a very vile thing. And those who have achieved success seems to me as if they are swallowing a bitter pill. But it tastes nice in the mouth, of course. You know? Because when you have all this success, like I say, somebody say, who wouldn't want to have a Rolls Royce at their disposal, you know? Have a nice home with every gadget presently running, you know? Fly first class, I say, and eat at AAA restaurant, you know? Drink AAA champagne, AAA brandy, AAA, whatever you're drinking, you know? Eat AAA food. All these things. So you see what I mean? All these things are enticing. Sweet. But like I tell you, the pill is bittersweet in it. So it's sweet in the mouth and bitter in the belly. Just like I'm coming back to my grandmother again, you say, what's sweet, you will sour you. So what appears to those who are chasing after what they think is success and is aiming for things that they think is going to bring them this success, is actually aiming for failure. Don't get me wrong, you know. Under the terms, if you was just thinking of yourself, right, as a physical being, and if you was just physical, then that it would be right. That would be the way to go about success. And like I tell you before, if I had failed academically, then under those terms, I would at least be a ruffian, I say, and just take some of the success. Because you only have one life. Why hang about? If I was thinking like the successful man, I would do the same. Yeah, because I would be reasoning to myself as a successful man that it's only one life. And if you only have one life, why not make the best of it? It's the fittest of the fittest. You know? Not my fault if the next man is not fit enough. You know what I mean? This is like when we was coming out of the womb. Only one of the sperm come out, see? Fittest. So we bring that idea here now and say there's only one life to live. Fittest of the fittest. See what I mean? And gather up all the money that we can and make sure we live good, eat good. You know what I mean? Have enough money to bury ourselves in a gold or a lead coffin, or, you know? Make sure we get buried decently. You know what I mean? For the day of resurrection. Well, there will be no resurrection in it. Under our term, we just like all these, make sure we get buried in a nice casket. You see what? Because there is only one life. That's what I would do. And no doubt a lot of these successful people are thinking the same. You know what I mean? And you know, but I doubt if they could think like that without fear. Yeah, fear is a thing that is always at the back of their mind. They are not sure. And you're right to be not sure, because you can't be sure. Because you only know one side. I'm giving you the flip side. You see? Because on the opposite of fear is fearless. And when you're fearless, you can understand fear. If you know what I mean. And when you understand fear, you can find out that there is nothing to fear. If you know what I mean. But there is something to fear, you know. Like I say, one should fear wickedness. One should fear lying. I reckon one should fear hating other human beings, man. It's a bad thing, Virgin. Fear them things, man. If you see hating other human beings coming, you should run. That's what I say, you know. If he was a man and you see him coming, hating other human being, run, man. Man, the wicked, Virgin. Wicked thing that, you know, when you hate another human being. I think that's one of the highest sins. Guys, you hate yourself then, innit? So one should get rid of hate. Like I say, don't even get rid of him. When you see him come, run. I'll hide until hate pass. Don't ever stop reasoning with hate. Giving him the time of day, like they would say. Anytime you see hate, run. Fear hate. I fear hate. Yeah, man. But like I say, I fear the law. Yes, man. I wouldn't like to break the law. I take the law seriously, man. So, because I take the law so seriously, man, I couldn't break the law. No. So I fear a lot of things still, you know. But I'm still fearless. I don't fear nothing at the same time. The kind of fear that I have is a fear that is not fear, but yet it's fear. If you know what I mean. Paradoxically, you have to look at these things, you know. How one can fear and don't fear at the same time. You know what I mean? This is I call it dreadness. You know what I mean? It's like what they say, fearing God, you know? Because when you look into the depths now, God is frightening, you know. But only when you meditate into there some power that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? When you put your mind to it, then you see God is fearsome. It's better you don't think about that. You know? Because when you think about there are some force and power of God, of course it's going to frighten you. Frighten me. But I am not afraid. It's a fear that is not frightening, if you know what I mean. It is the positive fear as opposed to the negative fear. You know what I mean? Because negative fear paralyzes you, you know. Stop you from moving, you know. And you don't even know if this fear is rational. Because you're not checking out these things that you're fearing anyway. You know? You know, like when we was kids, they tell a story just to fear us, innit? Maybe you carry on some of this fear right up into your adulthood. Where you fear so much that you as long as anyone tell you a story and say, yeah man, God said it, man. You fear so much now that you don't think puny little you could question what God said. Well, why don't you think about it this way? If God never want you, if God write things, right, and He never want you to question what was written there, then He would not give you any mouth in it. So you couldn't talk. And you would be set in a way that you couldn't ask any question, you just accept and go on. But no, God give you the ability to talk and ask question. Ask why. Which I reckon is the greatest question. No matter how many questions you can ask, I think the greatest one must be why. Reason about this before, but baby ask it more than anyone. Why are young youth? Why? Ask you why so much you get sick. It's about youth asking you why. But when you get now into adulthood, you lost this ability to ask why. You know, you become cowards. The youths are not cowards when they're asking you why. They're not cowards, they're just asking why. But when you get an adult now, you become so scared that you lost this ability to ask why. It don't apply anymore. But you should keep asking why. Because that's how you find out what things is. How? If this why don't come into it, then you are going to develop. And like I say, development, success ain't what you've been medicated to think success is. You know what I mean? You must realize, like I'm trying to tell you, that you have a soul, a spirit. Understand? That's what we are. We're going to live on. And we need to understand life and ourselves while we're living in it here. You know? So you need to understand the illusion of life. You need to understand the paradox of life. How somebody can appear in front of you looking like this, and yet they are not what they seem. They are at the same time, like I'm telling you, visible and invisible. And that's what a human being is. Don't worry about it. That's the like I say, that's the magic of God. God like to express life in a paradoxical way. Like I say, how you could be visible and invisible, how you could appear to die yet you're not dead. Yeah? And even in life here, how you can appear to be alive when you're dead. Because a lot of you are dead. Dead because you're not spiritually awake to the understanding of the power that is within your own self. You understand what I mean? So anyone who is not connected to this power is deemed a dead man, or a dead woman for that matter, if you know what I mean. Because the purpose of life here, there is no other purpose more than to understand and grow, develop. I ain't no way you're going to develop and understand the truth I'm on about, you know, unless you live honestly and make the connection within. You spend your time out there, right, reading books, huh? And then going on about what the Prophet said, what Jesus said, what Muhammad said, what the Buddha said, what that. All you're doing is talking about somebody else's business, while yours is spoiling. Yours should be knowing who you are here while you're living. Not be explaining about the disciples and, you know, what they said and how they said it and when they said it. Because all that is a distraction away from who you, understanding who you are. You see? That's just like the simple thing, like I'm telling you in Jamaica when they say you should mind your own business. Instead of you paying attention to your cooking, you are talking about how Jesus used to cook, and how the Buddha and what the disciple them eat, and this and that. And when you finish talking about all that now, your pot, right, will burn up, finish, spoil, you have nothing. Because all you do is spend your time in mingling in other people's business, talking about things that you don't know about. I don't know why people would want to keep harping about somebody that they don't know when they can do something about themselves and help the people that they do know. So they will be harping about somebody they don't know, and themselves, they can get to know who they are, but they don't want to know who they are. And they're so stupid as well, like I say. If you get to know who you are, you know everybody else. Because all man is the same in it, whether they was living now or in the past. It's the same called the spirit of the one dwelling all. That I call the overlord, supreme master. You understand? This is what you are, we are here to learn and understand. That there is a purpose and there is a meaning in life. And from there is a purpose and a meaning, there is ways and means of understanding this purpose and this meaning. So that we can see. And if we was understanding the purpose and meaning of life, trust me, the world wouldn't be like the way that you see it now. Like just I think they're in the process now, say the Palestinian appealing to the UN as for some kind of recognition as statehood. Why would anyone? The people them was living there, that part of the earth, right, for so long, and now they've got to come to Europe to appeal to the Europeans to give them the right to be recognized. No, that's stupid. And how can you you are going to get no justice, like I say, from these type of people? Those people in Canada, go and ask the native people who used to inhabit Canada if they've had justice and what was meted out to them. Or ask the Native American, ask the Aborigine in Australia and those in New Zealand, the people in Brazil. Ask them if they've ever get any justice from these people. So why you think now they want to, like I hear Britain here, oh, I'm abstaining and must be German. How can you abstain from recognizing people in their own land? Unless you are some farmer sicko. Well, I know the sicko, because you must be sicko if it taking you this long, right? Just to say to the people, yes man, that's your land and we recognize it as your land, man. Farm your government, man, because that's right. Because at the end of the day, we did come there and take away your land. You go there, right? Take up. This is how evil the UN people them are, right? These Europeans. They go over there in 1948, forcefully remove the people who was inhabiting the land at that time, install their people there, recognize them as a country, and ignore the rest of the other people who was there from, like I say, maybe the last 3,000 years. Because it wasn't the people themselves who did that to themselves. They never did that. This is what Europe can do. Europe and America. They have the monopoly. They say what go. They are the one who write the laws on the planet and make up the codes. You know, 5 people are on the what they call it, security, UN security, like England, Russia, America, China. I don't know the other idiot one. They are the one now who decide, and then the rest is by the UN. And most of the UN is Europe. So European people are deciding for African whatever they must do, whatever must think. They are the ones setting the laws. The people of Africa has got no say in it. You are the one setting the laws. But your laws are not no laws. Obviously, you are what I say is the head devil. Yeah, you got the majority to go along with you. But that doesn't mean that what you're doing ain't evil and wicked. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing good about, like I've been saying, you know, all these people are going straight down to hell. Because that's where that's the end of wickedness. Wickedness have to pay for what it does. So if you want to admire these people, like I say, you come in, you think they are the head of society, don't you? Because you see them in the nice suit and they call themselves Lord this and Sir that. All that is bullshit, it doesn't mean nothing. These are just empty beings, empty souls, dressed up or living in, like I say, in some, what you call it, your mansion could be 40 room or 300, yeah? And your grounds 10,000 acres, nothing more than a piece of shit, full of it. So that's what all of us are. I am as well, you know. But I know that. You seems that you don't know. Or it seems that you don't know that very soon death is coming for you. Remove you from out of your big mansion. You ain't going to live in no more big mansion again. You better make sure when you was living in your big mansion, you was living in there through honesty, integrity, no problem. But otherwise, you pay for living in that big mansion. You escape with it while you was living on earth here, like I say, because you are protected. Just like how Jimmy Savile was protected by his cronies. Yeah? But you know that when death come for you, well, you don't know this. I know. When death come for you, you won't be protected no more. You have to go and pay for what you do. Here, you must. You see what I mean? That ain't no guess, you know. These are the invisible law. The law that you are not observing, like I'm telling you, look, in and out. Everything, you know what I mean? So they cannot be one law then, can't they? You just think that one out for yourself. In this atmosphere that we live in, everything is double-sided, isn't it? In and out. Yin and yang, yes or no, left and right. So why you think the law would only be one? Oh no, the law is not one, man. There's a flex law in the invisible. That's the law that's going to hold all you wicked. All you that think that you're going to get away with the crimes that you're doing against your fellow human beings. You can get away with it in the invisible. Yeah, I can get away with it. Lots of men do crime in the visible and they'll never get punished for the crimes that they did. But in the invisible now, that's a different thing. You ain't getting away with nothing. I don't know how any soul could know this. Well, you can't know anyway, because any idiot who had the slightest inkling of what's going on in life wouldn't be doing that. Because why would you want to do that? Why would you want to? Wouldn't you not like your soul to be free rather than to be confined? That's like a dopey ghost walk about the earth and roam, you know, in prison, shackles. And who would do that to you? Not God, because God is love. Know what I mean? Jah don't deal with punishment. Beings punish themselves by their own evil action. You know? And don't bother be saying it's my friend the devil that force you to do anything. Because I know the devil personally. Yeah, the real the devil I'm talking about now. The one that tempted Jesus. Whoever boy will come out a woman. I know that one, the supreme Dandada himself, and the supreme devil. The supreme devil is the supreme negativity, yeah? The one with that dwell within, always spitting out just negative, yeah? That don't take part in any negative and is not interested in your negativity and is not looking to recruit you into its as if it's have a negative army against the positive. And that is the real devil, because that is the devil that has tempted being like I say who will come out a woman. I don't know what you want to say, could be God's son. Who cares? And I say all man is God's son and the devil is the Dan. Tempting all man and all woman who has ever come out a woman. And I know that one personally. So that one has never forced anyone to do anything. Because that one hasn't got no power over man or a woman for that matter. You know what I mean? You've got your own choice. You are free. You know? That's how God created, you know. Free. Nothing has got power over you. So how you get to be blaming the devil for what is happening here on earth? No, man, the devil ain't doing nothing. Everything that you see happening here on earth is because of the wickedness of man and woman. Chiefly man, I say, because he's the one with the upper hand. He's the one in the laboratory making all the bomb, hydrogen bomb, this bomb. He is the one causing all the war and kill. And chiefly our European brothers here, the man is violent, evil, wicked, like I say. Through expansion, you know. From Europe he's expanded right over there. Tell him now become America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia and all these places. When you should be in Europe. You're going around the world, like I say, brutalizing. And don't bother think that because it's not happening now. What you want to do now, like I tell you, go and study American history, Canadian history, anywhere where you find European living now as the dominant. Find out how they come to be the dominant force, and you'll find out it's through murder and blood killing. Why they wipe out the native population to get into the position that they are today. You know, and that doesn't mean that they're still acting in the same uncivilized way, because these forces make the most weapon, the most gun, and they create all of the wars and maintain it. You know, understand this evil elite. I am not saying every single European. Every time I say this thing, you know, I have to well, by now anyone who's listening will know that I ain't saying every single European. I mean the elite. You know, the elite. Because if you are not in the elite European, even if you are a European, they don't count you. You are just a fodder. In their term, they would say you are a white nigger. Meaning you don't count, yeah? You are out of it. Your eyes could be as blue as the sky. You see what I mean? You are out of it. Because that is another thing, you know. It look like some people think intelligence have blue eyes as well. Intelligence hasn't got no blue eye, you know, Bridget. You see me? Intelligence might have blue eyes, but intelligence haven't got blue eyes. You see? So if people, this is the time I tell you, stop worshipping people, looking up to them. Start to realize to yourself that anybody who they call Sir this and Sir that is an idiot. Not an idiot in the sense that he can't make a building like they're telling you, but an idiot in the spiritual sense. Check this fool then. Whoever fool they tell you is a Sir. Check him when it comes to spirituality and the understanding of life and things. They have no idea. Because they've spent their time chasing success, and that's why they give them the Sir that they got. And the praise. Some of these fools, their life ambition is to meet the Queen. If the Queen invite them to Buckingham Palace and give them a cup of tea and tell them to kneel down and put a sword upon them, what? It would be their life achievement. You know? But such is the ways of idiots, like I'm telling you, people who have completely lost their soul. They will do anything for a little bit of flattery. You know, somebody touch them, see the Queen, them bow. They go and tell the grandchild how they see the Queen and they bow. Or if the Queen managed to say, how are you? That would make it worse. They would write a book about it, so the Queen say, how are you? Because they see such thing as finally entering the higher echelon of society as it was. Look like the Queen must be at the top of the Christmas tree. So if you ever get to go Buckingham Palace, you know, anyway, or if she ever say anything to you, that's be height, and worse if she ever call you in and say, boy, you've served the system so well that according to recommendation, you should be given an MBA or a Sir. Whatever, they have lots of things they use to flatter these idiots' ego. You know what I mean? And award them one of the ego this, and you see them with the family and things smiling, and you know, and then when they interview them, they say, no, yes, this is one of the happiest day of my life, and you know, and we and all. But when you think about how stupid can that be, that a human being they come into life, and you are supposed to understand life, like I say, so that you can help yourself and help your family to understand. But you haven't done anything of this. You go after chasing some silly success. And then because you are successful at making people idiots, they now give you, the system award you some high distinction. And you are so proud. But of course you would be proud in your ignorance. Ignorance is always proud and don't know what it's been proud about. You know? someone pay you to be a fool, or you've been acting a fool all your life, then you get rewarded for being a fool, and you are so proud of being rewarded for being a goddamn fool, without even realizing that you are a fool. Because how are you going to realize when there's lots of fools cheering you on? And the more these fools cheer you on, the more your ego get inflated, like I say. And then you lose your way, coming back around to what we say now, in total fear. So now fear now become a pleasure for you, and you lose yourself in the pleasure of deception. You know what I mean? But anyway, we've been talking a long time now, and the object of the reason was to show how fear can paralyze one. You know what I mean? And how the only way of getting over this fear, so that you can think clearly for yourself, is to know yourself. The only way to know yourself, like I'm saying, going back, is self-discipline. Self-discipline meaning you must find out, which you know, you don't have to find out. You know what it is that you are doing wrong in your life, whether you want to be a male or a female, and you must apply correction to whatever it is that you are doing wrong, in whatever form. You see, and you must do this in an honest way. Not because you're looking any reward or whatever. Just honesty. And when you do this, this is what is going to open your eye and bring forward the spirit of fearless, so that you don't have to live in fear. Whether it's have the fear of Jesus or fear of it, where you can know for yourself, where someone else cannot trick you. Because if you don't know who you are going to be tricked. Well, anyway, if you don't want to know who you are, I know who I am, and what I'm going to do now, see, is fade out from the firehouse and go burn a big end. You see me? Because we've been rapping a while now, and you don't know how it's going at the fire in Babylon now. I was built a man have to drive one spliff in there and burn out things. So that's what we're going to do now. So right now we are going to fade out from firehouse, see me? Fade in and fade out from firehouse, see? Rastafari, live it.